Shalom Avracha. This is Laser Brody with a thought right before Purim, and we can see the timeliness of the Book of Esther, the Megillah Esther, that it's a template for history. All what went on then, 25 centuries ago, is still going on right now. And we see that back then, at the time of the Megillah, the Jewish people were under an existential threat. The king Ahasuerus and his prime minister Haman, they decreed a decree of annihilation against the Jewish people. And because of this fantastic effort that involved the whole country together, Mordechai, he told Esther, gather all the people, not the right, not the left, not our political party, not somebody else's political party, gather all the people and let us have a concerted prayer effort together and all arouse Hashem's compassion, which they did all together, left no one out. And this led to a nafochu, a complete turnaround in the decree, that what was decreed against the Jews ended up on the enemy of the Jews, and we were saved. And that's what we celebrate Purim for, this miraculous salvation. We see this again today. If you could look at recent news, and just from the 28th of February, the International Atomic Energy Commission is reporting that Iran has enough military-grade uranium enriched for two bombs, and within the coming weeks, they'll have much more. So here we are. It's the cat's out of the bag. It's not just a threat anymore. Will Iran have atomic weapons or not? They have them right now. And they're going to have more very, very soon. And this existential threat against Israel, against the Jewish people, because they've declared openly that their decree of annihilation, they intend to wipe us off the face of the earth, heaven forbid. So how can we combat this? How can we turn this around? We do the same thing that Mordechai did. We get everyone together. We say, well, that's impossible. You can't do. Look at news lately in Israel that the right wants to eat the left wants to eat the right. What do people for? They want their power. The right wants to stay in power and stay out of jail, and the left wants to seize the power and get into power. And the courts, they want the power. Everyone wants power. But nobody is looking for the unity to unify the people. We need a unifying force. That was Mordechai. What does the Megillah tell us in the very last sentence of the Megillah? It says about Mordechai, it says that he was ratzui lerov echav, that he was favored by a majority of the people, but he still had a big minority that didn't like him, a big minority that was against him. Now, what happens to a politician when a politician has a minority that is against him? The politician usually tries to trample that minority and wipe it out. He doesn't want politicians, they don't like the opposition. Okay, they want the rule, they want to do what they want when they want to do it. Not Mordechai. Mordechai says, Doresh Tov la'amo, that he sought the good of his entire people. Despite the fact that he had opposition, not only did he not try to wipe them out, he sought the good of the opposition. So as soon as he sought the good of the opposition, he unified the people. This is exactly what we need now in Klal Yisrael. We need a leader like Mordechai. And until we have a leader like Mordechai, it doesn't look like there's going to be much chance that election after election, nothing. We just have to pray and increase our prayers to Hashem. But this is the eternal lesson of the Megillah, that if we don't have this, the reason that Second Temple was destroyed because of intramural hate. In order to rectify this, we have to have intramural love and put aside the intramural hate. For this intramural love, we need a leader that's doiresh tov la'amo, that he seeks the good of his entire people. And this one thing, our Purim, this all pray that we have a leader like that. Put aside our differences, put aside our political, religious affiliation or orientation, and just pray for the unity of the Jewish people. It's not enough to pray for Jewish unity of Jewish people. Purim is a time where you give presents to everyone, you give charity to the poor. It doesn't matter whether the poor are in your political party or another political party, in your hometown, another political town, or your background, whether Ashkenazi or Sephardi or right or left or up or down. It doesn't matter. Give to everyone. And Purim is a time for unification. And so we can start just by smiling at people and think twice before you push the button on that social media when you've said something bad about another human being. We don't want to go there. And if we do that on the Purim, then Hashem will have compassion on us. We have compassion on each other. this invokes divine compassion on us, just like the back in Purim, where Hashem will destroy all the bad decrees, turn them around, nafochu, and we'll all have every blessing in our lives. Amen. And the best Purim you ever had. Chag Sameach.